Hey everyone, this is Nastasia with Nastasia Eats, and today we're going to be making banana bread. The recipe that I'm going to be using is a little different than traditional banana bread recipes. It's going to be way more protein, not brown sugar, not regular flour, so it's going to be a little less conventional, but still delicious. I've made it multiple times, and every time it's great. We're going to start with the first step of the instructions, and that is turn the oven on to 350 to preheat it. So I'm going to do that now. Oven is preheating. If you have made banana bread, you know that this is not what you would be using for banana bread. This is just for show. Beautiful things that have been sitting in my fridge and are ready to be made into banana bread. Actually, I just saw a guy's video and he shared that preheat the oven and stick the bananas in there for like 10 minutes. These kind of bananas, the skin becomes all brown and they become soft, ready for banana bread. So if you don't have bananas that are ready to go and you don't want to wait around, you can actually make them ready. That was a cool tip, but I have bananas, so I'm gonna use those. So the first step is I need to create oat flour. The recipe calls for a cup of oat flour. Got my oats, it's not flour. So I'm gonna blend that up first. We'll begin the process. I feel like a cup of oatmeal would be a little much because once it becomes powder, it's more than what the cup was. So let's just do a little less. Well, or actually just make it and then you can measure it out with the cup after. I love this tool. This tool's amazing. Y'all know you can go buy oat flour in the store, so no one needs to go to the extent that I'm going at right now. I guess in case you don't have any at home and you want to make some, this is a relatively easy way to do it. 1 cup of oat flour. Now that we've grinded the oats, or have our cup of oat flour, mashing the bananas. So peel them up, put them in the bowl, and mash them with a fork. Let's do it. I like to pull the little tip off of it. Little preference. I feel like I can't be the only one that gets grossed out by old bananas. But dang, do they make good bread. You want 3 ripe bananas for this recipe. Grab your fork, start mashing it up. Depending on your preference, you can mash them up really well, or you can leave little chunks, kind of like banana chunks. I do like a half and half. I feel like I mash them up pretty well, but I also leave a few little bigger chunks of banana. I personally like that. Bananas are mushed. Now we're gonna start adding the maple syrup, the vanilla extract, the olive oil, or whatever kind of oil you'd like to use, yogurt, and the eggs. 1/3 a cup of yogurt. We need 1/4 a cup of oil. We use olive oil. That's gonna take a while. For those who are not plant-based or gluten-free or anything, you can use regular flour and you can use Greek yogurt. All right, so we got 1/4 a cup of oil. Now we're gonna do the maple syrup, 1/4 of a cup. Pour that up, perfect. Now we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Personally, I never mind if there's a little more, but just because I like vanilla flavor. So last but not least, the eggs. Shout out to Costco for all my ingredients. Got the liquid concoction. Mix it up. All right, now that you have your wet ingredients, you can put those to the side and mix together your dry ingredients. I've got plant-based protein powder that I'm gonna use and use 1 cup. Like I said earlier, I usually like to use dairy, so I would probably have used whey protein, but this is dairy-free, so we're using plant. Any kind of protein powder that you want. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. You can do a teaspoon of cinnamon. I have cinnamon sugar, which I had just cinnamon, but it's a lot to do. I'm just gonna eyeball it, that one. Put as much as you like. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Just mix it up. Mix the dry and the liquid together. I'm kind of an all at once girl. I just throw it in there and go for it. I want to mix it up until we see none of the dry ingredients left. This smells so good. I can just smell it as I'm mixing it. It is mixed. I'm super excited. I like to use olive oil around my pan, just rub it around. So I actually got this ingredient from a blog, so I will link them below. So let's pour her in. Oh, you know what, actually? Whoops, forgot one last step, which is, I like walnuts, so if you like walnuts, you can add some. If you don't, don't. So I'm gonna add some walnuts. You can cut them up, but I like them big and crunchy, so I kind of break them in my hands. So it says to cook them for about 48 minutes, but I'm a very eye your banana bread kind of a girl. Apparently I'm a lot of girls. So by that I mean, I like to watch it, and if it starts to look really brown around the edges and it's pretty much almost baked through to the middle, I'll turn off the oven. I'll turn off the oven, let it sit, and just either sit in the rest of the heat, or I'll take it out and let it cook, because you know, once you take something out of the oven, it doesn't stop cooking immediately. It's still really hot and it'll keep baking. So depending on how you like yours, I like mine pretty moist. So I won't let mine sit and bake forever. I'll let it cook until I notice that it looks perfect, take it out, let it sit, and then it's usually really great. But some people like more bready, so if you like it more bready, cook it the full time. If you like it a little moist, take it out a little earlier. We're gonna split this because, once again, sometimes when you have too much in one pan, it doesn't cook fully and then it starts to brown on the outside, and that's the last thing you want when you're making banana bread. So I'm gonna just split this. I have 2 loaves perfectly cooked. That's my little tip. See, like, that's a good height. It's gonna rise. So you don't want it to stay really liquidy on the inside and burning on the outside. So I like to split it into 2. This also depends on your size baking container. I got these at Amazon, by the way. These little containers are amazing. They come with lids, which is great after, because once it cools down, you just cover it up. It's good to go. I have such a hard time leaving anything behind. I want it all out. Pro tip, if you wash all your dishes as you go, you don't really have much of a cleanup at the end, except putting away the ingredients. But all right, let's take these bad boys into the oven. We got 1, 2. Like I said, you could make 1 huge one. It really depends on the way you like your banana bread. I like mine to be moist. I don't like it to be burnt on the outside. I don't like it super bready. I like it when it stays juicy. So I separate it so that they don't have to cook so long to get to the center. And you have 2 loaves. So let's put this in the oven. And now just keep an eye on them. You want to just make sure that they don't burn on the outside. 48 minutes is recommended from the recipe, but eye your banana bread. You never know how it's gonna end up coming out. So make sure you keep an eye on it. If it looks brown on the outside, check it with a knife in the middle. Make sure it's not too juicy. And like I said, sometimes you can just take it out, let it sit when it's brown on the outside and still a little moist and juicy on the inside, and it'll start to harden and kind of take its own. Not only that, but since there's 2, you can eat 1 tonight, and then 1, if it's a little more moist, you can leave it overnight, and by the next day, it gets nice and solidified. And I'm a moist banana bread kind of a girl, so that's how I cook mine. Let's wait 48 minutes, or however long it takes, eye it, and I'll show you the end results. Okay, it's been 20 minutes, and this is what we got so far. See already they're lifted so much? In less than 25 minutes and the banana bread already looks really good. So I'm kind of eyeing it. I'm gonna let it get a little brown on the edges, but I think it's almost ready to come out. And the entire kitchen smells so good. I'm so excited to try these. It's dairy-free, gluten-free. This is a hit. I'm so excited. All right, time for the big moment. They cooked a lot faster than I thought they were going to. Heads up. I'm so excited. They smell delicious. So I haven't actually poked them, so we need to test the major test first and just see what's inside. Oh, yeah, perfect. They're a little juicy, but them just sitting on the counter here, they're gonna end up cooking great. So now I'm just gonna let them cool down a little, and then I'll cut them up so you can see how they look. Well, I do wish that the little side here would come out prettier, but it's time for a cut test. This is after letting it sit for a few hours. We have banana bread. Calvin. I think my cat wants some. Oh, I would give you banana bread if you could. All right. This came out really good. Cheers.